In today's video, I will be showing you how to make a cream gel using sodium carbomer. For this recipe, you will need Lotion Pro 165, cetyl alcohol, C12-15 alkyl benzoate, distilled water, propanediol, liquid dermal plus, wheat protein, vitamin E oil, another small thing of distilled water. You will see how this comes into play later in the video, sodium carbomer, and L-panthenol. We are going to start with the oil phase. Combine all the ingredients in the oil phase. I added in 3 grams of Lotion Pro 165. This is our emulsifier for this recipe. 1 gram of cetyl alcohol. This will help thicken the product and give it a light cream texture, along with adding emollient properties. And 10 grams of C12-15 alkyl benzoate, which serves as an emollient. Set that container to the side and start on the water phase. I began with 71.5 grams of distilled water and added in 4 grams of propanediol. This is a humectant that will help hydrate the skin. You could use glycerin instead if you don't have propanediol. Now that both phases are finished, cover both beakers with foil and place in a water bath and heat to 70 degrees Celsius and hold for 20 minutes. While the water and oil phase are heating, we can work on the cool down phase. Start with 2 grams of L-panthenol and dissolve in water. I have 5 grams of distilled water in this small beaker here, so I'll be adding in the L-panthenol to dissolve it. L-panthenol is also known as vitamin B5. It has humectant benefits for restoring and maintaining natural skin moisture. Dissolve the L-panthenol into the distilled water by mixing until the water is clear. In this container here, I have 0.5 grams of vitamin E oil, which is an antioxidant, 0.5 grams of liquid dermal plus, which is our preservative, and 2 grams of wheat protein, which will help condition the skin. As you can see here, the vitamin E is floating on top, as this is an oil-soluble ingredient, so it won't mix in with the water-based ingredients until it is mixed in with our emulsifier. I poured this mixture into my beaker, and lastly, I will be adding in the sodium carbomer. This is a pre-neutralized carbomer. Typically with carbomers, you have to adjust the pH in order to get it to turn into a gel, but with sodium carbomer, you do not have to do this. Just make sure your product has a pH of 5.5 to 6.5 before adding in the sodium carbomer. If the pH is too low or too high, it will not gel. I added in 0.5 grams of the sodium carbomer and mixed. Continue mixing until you get a thick gel. There may also be white clumps, but this is normal. They'll go away once we mix everything together. Now that the oil and water phase are heated, pour the water phase into the oil phase and mix with a high shear mixer. I used my immersion blender. Come back periodically as it cools to mix again. Once it has reached 40 degrees Celsius, you can add in the cool down ingredients and mix with a high shear mixer again. Now you have a cream gel moisturizer. As you can see, it is thickened up a lot. If you would like it to be thicker, you can increase the percentage of cetyl alcohol. I used 1% in this formula. Now let's check the pH. I made a 10% dilution of my product in 90% distilled water. Mix it in until it dissolves, and then place in your pH meter to get a pH reading. So the natural pH of this product falls at about 6.5. I don't recommend lowering the pH of this product, because if you do, it will start to thin out. As I mentioned earlier in this video, sodium carbomer only creates gels in a pH of 5.5 to 6.5, but in my experience, you have best results at a pH of 6 to 6.5. By the way, I do have a video that goes into a little more detail about sodium carbomer. I recommend watching it, as there are a lot of ingredients sodium carbomer isn't compatible with. I will link that video down below for you. So pack your moisturizer in a jar, and there you go. Now you have a cream gel moisturizer using sodium carbomer. So let's take a look at the formula. Here's the formula for this cream gel moisturizer. That way you can scale the formula to however much you want to make. I made a 100 gram batch in this video. If you aren't sure how to take a formula like this and turn it into a recipe that is measured in grams, I will link to a video down in the description box that explains exactly how to do that. Because if you didn't know, formulas for skincare products are written in percents. Then you choose your batch size and you use that batch size to transfer the formula to a weighed out recipe measured in grams. Like I said, if that's confusing to you, click the video down in the description box and it'll explain a lot more for you. I also have a beginner series that I recommend to any new beginners here, so I'll link down in the description box to my beginner series as well. So I also have a Patreon with a blog post that goes right along with this video. The blog has the formula, written out directions, substitutions, and more details about each ingredient and why I'm using them. You can also download the recipe and print it off. So go over and check out my Patreon for even more information on this recipe. I also post 2 exclusive videos every month over there. One of my exclusive videos this month will be a different cream gel moisturizer recipe using a different gelling ingredients. You will actually be able to adjust the pH of this cream gel moisturizer, unlike the one we made in this video. My Patreon will be linked down below. So with all that said, let's move on to the Patreon shoutouts. At Stardust Bath & Body, Nature's Farm Girl, Kennedy's Essentials, LettsBlend, Creative with Love, Wildflower, Heartfelt Beauty, KAJ Bath & Body, Blue Mint Soaps, Say Terra, Salt Air Label, Lenise Beauty, Shark City Naturals, Ohana Lay, Danny Botanicals, Eclectic Beauty Cosmetics, EC Naturals, at Nino55, Burrita Skincare, E. Marie Skin, Kay's Spa Soap, Kay & Cool, Himpy Girl, and Brie Maquillage. I also sell skincare products myself over on Etsy. I'll have my Etsy shop linked down below, along with all my lovely patrons, so go check them out. Thank you all so much for watching. I really do hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. Be sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and I hope to talk to you guys in the next video. Later!
Stuck in the motions, I've been consumed by the wrath of time like I'm I'm shattered in this life, it's still the path that I've chosen. Because I've had a vision, now I'm on a mission to find myself